Hey there and welcome back to Isla Napali. It's been 1 week now since the last episode. Not actually, last Sunday there was something else. But yeah, today we are back with a little bit of a split. Again, there's one split, like 5 minutes of time-lapsed footage, and then we have another few minutes just talking in-game about a few things. But now, after the update hype and after the DLC, we are back to business with our little ongoing series. As I said, this is the only ongoing series, and I don't want to stop doing it because I'm so much in love with the series. I am so much in love with all the feedback you guys give me. Unfortunately though, I have to say that I couldn't, I hope you guys respect that and you do understand this, but I haven't had the time to do a little bit of a creative thing with your comments. I would have loved to do this, but it's been a little bit tricky recently because there's a little bit more going on than I can really talk about at the moment, with a few things actually, not only Planet Coaster or whatever related, just in general YouTube, Twitch and so on related. So a few things, organizational stuff, so on, going up in the background, and then obviously I have my normal full-time job, so there's a little bit of a time shortage, even though I have a lot more time now with all the things done, like wedding done, studies done, math thesis done and so on and so forth. But still there is a little bit what we have to talk about in the future, but not now. Let's now just jump into some of your comments before we then go on in the real-time part where we talk about what you can see in the background, and we could already use a few nice things from the DLC and from the 1.8 free update. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about in the real-time part. So for now, I definitely want to say one comment, which is from Vanessa Mack. She says, Rudy, I still think you should clean up the entrance harbor area a little bit. I mean, if I was a customer seeing all those petrol cans and junks laying around, I wouldn't even think that the ride in the park is well maintained and would not trust to ride it. It's okay to be low budget, but well maintained. ... So yeah, then the comment is going to be a lot longer, and she's continuing with, I'm not going to read out everything, but it's a good point, and a lot of other people also came up with stuff like that. So this is my story. The entrance harbor used to be a cargo area many years ago, but since the park has expanded a little and built a new harbor on the rear side of the island, the new the old harbor warehouse has transformed itself to a tourist center, restaurant, cafe, souvenir shop, similar to this picture. Then I can't show you the picture right now, but I would if I could, but I forgot to make that into the video anyways, and so on and so forth. But I just want to grab on that point. I like the idea to make it a little bit better, and you will see that also in today's video actually, and also in the outcome. I do have a certain idea about that, and this is what we are going to discuss in the video and what I will need your feedback on after today's episode to prepare a little bit of a change for Sunday. This is basically the idea I have after this video. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that one. Then we have a commentary from Foxcry. He says, something I'd like to see is an increase in vocals volume. Your intro and outro are significantly louder than your voice throughout the rest of the video. I'm gonna take a look into that actually. I always have some issues with it. I have no idea why. So also with the POV I made lately, it is always a little bit wrong for whatever reason. I can't really tell you. It is a bit weird though, because when I am checking the videos, and like let's say 99% of the time I'm going to check my video before I'm going to upload it, but it is all fine, and then I don't know why it actually is different on YouTube. I have some things that I found out what could be the reason, so today I'm going to check. So maybe if some of you are listening through the whole thing, you may want to comment if today is better, the volume of my voice and vocals is better in comparison to the intro and outro. That would help a lot if you could just give me a hint if so or not, because for me it's kind of hard to, I do notice that, but I'm not going to watch my entire video again on YouTube, so I'm just checking if everything is working, and then it's just fine. And I need to at the moment because YouTube is just doing so much weird stuff again. That it is really a pain in the ass to maintain everything, because you can't really see what, my scheduling for the 1.8 update videos completely broke because YouTube decided to not schedule the video, or just, no, that's wrong. YouTube decided to not release the video I have scheduled. So in the end, I needed to publish that manually, which led into the fact that I published it 15 minutes later or something, which is not a big deal, right? It's fine for me, but you know, these people doing that for a living and these people really getting money out of it, they need those 15 minutes to be ahead of the competition, to make some views and some money in the end. And for those people, this is crap, honestly. This shouldn't be a thing, because that's a thing that should work, actually. And yeah, it's a bit frustrating, I have to admit. But since I'm just doing this as a hobby, it's not too bad for me in the end. It is a bit frustrating, to be honest. You schedule your videos and then all of a sudden noticing that it didn't even get published correctly is a bit frustrating. But for me, it's, you know, I think I see it like a... Well, it is what it is. I can't do shit about it, right? But yeah. So, then we have some more comments. I'm gonna read out one more now. Oh, by the way, Robin Oddman says the same with the volume. Just want to mention this one. So there we go. This is the one I wanted to read out. It's from Zinger, I don't know. You can put a sail ship in the background in the sea. I like the idea of a sail ship, actually. What I was thinking more about, this gave me initially a thought of maybe having a restaurant boat or something. So I can very well imagine that you could actually book kind of an evening trip to like a little bit outside of the area to have a very beautiful view. So I'm looking into making this kind of restaurant boat. I think that's a pretty decent idea. So thanks for this little hint. But for now, this is it for my commentary on the time-lapse. We're gonna see each other in a few seconds, guys, when it's time for the real-time part. So I'll be back in a second. And here we go again, guys. We are in the real-time part of this video, and now we can look into what I actually have done in the time-lapse. I mean, most of you have seen that already, but now we are able to talk about that. But before we start, in general, the look of this building is, by the way, it's not finished at all. I just wanted to mention that before you guys go crazy. This is a process, and we do need, me as a CEO of this whole thing needs your feedback as the company. So that's the thing I really would like to have again in this video, beneath that video, in the comment section down below. I really need your feedback on this particular building. You can see over here what we should change, and you know, these kind of things. And if you like the look of it, I tried to go more into the Hawaiian look already. So while this one pretty much is a very standardish warehouse thingy that you wouldn't actually consider to be a certain style, you could pretty much put that on every harbor in this world, I guess. This one should already go a little bit more into the direction of Hawaiian builds. As I said, I used a bit more wood. What I forgot though is I would need to go in and put some of these. Let me just quickly grab, open the building and grab this. Come on, hello. Wow, what's that? Okay. This was a seriously bad lag. So, because I'm rendering in the background. Okay, sorry. So yeah, what I wanted to do is to do like kind of a footer thingy over here with these concrete bars, because I feel like you wouldn't be like having this wood go completely through the bottom part would actually mean that if the harbor area is flooded, which will essentially happen at some day, then you would potentially have some real issues with the wood, with the weathering of the wood. So it would actually be, it would be, I think, better to have a concrete footer that prevents a bit, at least, from weathering. So that's why I chose to do this. Yeah, we definitely have to look into, look into a bit more how we can detail these areas up here. I wanted to make these kind of rain drainage things. Again, I have no idea how this is even called in English, but oops. Wow. Why did the autosave kick in literally like 2 minutes after I started? Are you kidding me? Wow. This is seriously weird. But yeah, so I'm just wondering if that makes sense to put that here. And then we could basically have some kind of connection down here. I took those Japanese roofs from the new DLC, or Chinese roofs. I don't really know what this is. It's the Qin Dynasty roof. I think it fits. It fits, and we have those new Victorian tiled roofs. So I think the new roofs do actually help a lot with these kind of builds. I also use this door, whether I don't really know if that's a new door or not. I'm quite sure it isn't. But yeah, what I need to talk a bit more about is this area over here. So I already read out some of the comments in the time-lapse part, and I talked about the fact that you guys were not really complaining, but talking about how this harbor could be more welcoming. And I'm a bit on a split here. I'm seriously considering to change it a tad bit. I don't want to take too much away from the look of this building. So what I could imagine is really taking this hand side as the entrance area for the people. What I can imagine as well as not only having this, you know, these little ugly kind of wooden fence, wall, whatever over here. What I also wanted to do is, but I just didn't do that yesterday for whatever reason. I have no idea seriously why. But I wanted to put a billboard here as well. I don't even know, 8 meters is pretty big already, but I think it's fairly huge. I don't know if that makes sense. To block the view a little bit, I guess I would go with the 4-meter one. And this is particularly small. Maybe we can actually make a better frame, or maybe use 2 of those, like seriously having like 1, 2, and then just work around with some wooden pillars. Let me just quickly do this in here to make sure that I at least save the idea. Well, that's by far too wide. I need these smaller ones, please. So yeah, is it tilted? It feels tilted. No, it's not. Okay, so I would need to put that in here. There we go. I could have just easily done this. Wait a second. I'm just bringing that over. There we go. And there we go. Yeah. Whoops. Just misclicked it here. Oh, I don't even need that. Don't even need that. I need this one. So there we go. Just copy that down here. And now I need to select all of these pieces and move it pretty much behind the fence. There we go. So does it still make sense with the little gate over here? It does, so that's fine. So yeah, I was thinking into this one, and now it's time for you guys. If you like the idea, you could go into our Discord a little group and make me some advertisements for these 2 billboards. I would really love if you guys could maybe take some screenshots or take some of those I'm gonna put into the chat tonight, reminding you of the little task. I would really love if you could make some inviting posters. So I'm, you know, let me just give you the story, why I chose to do this. So essentially what's happening is that people are coming in to this harbor, and yes, of course, it doesn't look like the most amazing harbor in the world, but as I do know it from my own experience, when you move somewhere where you're really excited, you look everywhere, but you don't really look in detail. As soon as you get off the boat, though, you're looking in detail, and if the boat maybe is, you know, it's docked here, and you leave the boat over here, so you come into this area, you immediately see the building, which is a little bit more nice than it is on the other hand side, which you can't really see because we have we definitely have the ship over here. So we are going to move out here, right? And then you see those 2 inviting, maybe of a hotel advertising here, or maybe you have an advertisement for one of the rides here. You move out here and you have to be staying over here, because that's what I learned as well. You need to wait until some of the guides will come in here, and I have to get rid of this Z fighting over here. This is pretty annoying. Yeah, you have to wait over here until the guide is going to get you and leads you through this gate over here. So what we could have as well is another billboard maybe on this hand side over here. I don't even know if that makes sense, so that to just kind of block the view over here, but this is not too bad actually. So we could take away a few of these items over here, but just imagining that some of smaller boats would also be docked down here, these would also block then the view of this building. I can pretty much live with how it looks. And if we then continue the story, people would actually move either way down through here, or actually go through here, which is actually actually the spawner, so this is why I placed this here, so we can't make an interior over here. But considering this is the way they are let, and maybe we need to do a bigger door then. Again, people, I need your feedback. So I think a bigger door, or at least a double door, would make a lot of sense, because otherwise all these people getting off the boat and then moving in here would just kind of get stuck. So yeah, one thing I'm pretty proud of though is this area over here, and this is the smoking area. So at some boats, at least the ones we took, there is smoking forbidden, so which is the thing with people getting off the boat, and you know, as we all know, people who smoke, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys out there are also smokers, they need to smoke immediately. Like right away, the first thing they do getting off the boat is smoking. But it's not too cool to smoke actually within a group of people you don't really know. So actually it's even not great within a group you do know and they don't appreciate that. So yeah, you know, anyways. But then I pretty much took the inspiration from airports, that you have this little dedicated area where people can smoke. Obviously, yes, it's a pretty much way too close to the waiting area for the other people, but at least we have a smoking area. I was about to think to relocate this over here to make sure that it's a little bit further away from the whole group. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Let's just try if we can quickly do this, and then you need to let me know in the comments below if you think that this makes sense. Can I just simply move it now? Oh yeah, wow, that worked pretty much a lot better than I thought. Let me just rotate it and now stick that to this little part down here. I want to make it actually connect. Oh, it does connect perfectly already. So yeah, if we I want to put it a bit more in the middle section over here, I think. Yeah, that's just it. And then we can also do this a bit better over here, because it's not perfectly aligned. Now it is. So we do have the smoking area over here. I'm not quite sure with the signs though. They are sticking out quite a bit, because I couldn't get it done nicer than this, because for some reason I don't really like it if it is like that. So I'm just going to show you. So obviously this is what you would do, right? So you would put them in here like that, but as soon as you move out too far, it gets this weird effect, which I don't really like. Well, you guys, please decide whether we should do it like that or the other way around. Because, I mean, this looks a lot better from up close, but it also looks a lot worse from far off. Actually, not that bad over here. I think I'm gonna keep that as it is for now. Wow, that looks super weird anyways. Yeah, it would be super cool to get some feedback on that as well, because it's pretty annoying to just have this yellowish thing in between. So it would be actually cool if you could give me feedback if you like this positioning more, and also if you like it more to stick it into the ground, so it actually has no kind of frame to it. But anyways, so guys, that's about it with this episode from the real-time part. I need to talk about a few things before we end this episode. I'm just going to look for a decent spot to put you in to watch this area. So let me just put you here. So there you go. I think that's a nice spot to be in, and I'm just putting my mouse somewhere where it doesn't annoy you too much. So it's over here. Here there are a few things to talk about. First things first. Again, if you haven't watched through the whole video, I need a few things feedback on. I would appreciate if you guys could give me a little bit of feedback on the following things. First, do you like the overall building style of this right-hand side dock building, which you can see right now in the screen to the right side of the little harbor? And the second thing, do you like the positioning of the smoking area and all the assets? Do you have some ideas about how we could make the wooden thing a bit more resistant to the weather effects we most certainly would have? And also, do you agree with me that by having these billboards over there, and also on the other hand side remove a few things, but then let's get also the view blocked by some ships, yeah, could we improve that, and could you live with that? Because I think that's the way I want to go. I don't want to make the building on the left hand side too nice, because it is and will remain a maintenance building, a storage house or whatsoever. So I don't want to turn that into something special. But the right hand side building, I could imagine that it is kind of an old maintenance hub, and the real new maintenance hub is on the other hand side, but it has been refunctioned as a kind of passenger's dog, and yeah, that would be super awesome. The second thing is I will put down a lot of screenshots down below into the description. What I'm talking about even. I'm putting that in my Discord. If you are not in my Discord yet, make sure to check the description. There we go. That's why I have that in mind already. To click the link to join my Discord, and then there is a chat which is only dedicated to this whole thing, Isla Napali, where you guys are really having a high voice or a strong voice in the development of that series. And so if you're creative, or you don't even need to be creative, if you want to make a billboard design, just put it in there, and I'm going to turn that into a billboard in game. So I think that's a good thing. Also upon your feedback lately that you want to contribute more stuff, and I hope you enjoy doing this. All right, and last things last, you can now get a member of this channel. Membership is available for me, and I'm so happy that I am within the 20% that already have it. The only thing is you can only access that via YouTube Gaming for whatever reason, and it will take a freaking lot of time until I get it on my normal page. So just if you, for whatever reason, want to support me on that channel a tad bit more, and you do have the money or whatever, or you do want to because you like the content that much or whatever, I would obviously highly appreciate that. There are a few rewards for you if you would be a member here on the channel, but you can all read that if you see the point. I already put that in. I made some dedicated smileys, I made some badges, all this kind of stuff, but I'm going to make a dedicated video, so I'm not spending too much time now talking about that. But I'm just wanting to leave the message here. I would be so happy if you do, but please, only if you are able to. And this is also what I'm also going to do in my dedicated video to it. I do it on my own as well. I am subscribed to some Twitch channels and so on, but I can't do it. It's fine. I have the money. I'm feeling confident enough to do it, and I'm enjoying the content, so I'm willing to pay it, and I'm super happy about it, and I'm always tuning in when those guys are streaming, so it's totally fine. And I really, really, really would appreciate if you do it here as well, only if you can. Please don't take the credit card of your dad or whatsoever to do it for some awkward reasons, because I'm fine. I'm totally fine in my life, right? All the money that is given to me via the YouTube monetization, the Twitch donations, it's all redirected into the channel. I don't use anything of that for anything else. I can even promise that to you, because I have all the data available, all the builds, all the calculations I made, and pretty much my whole computer is just built on YouTube now. So just wanting to leave that here, because I think it's super important to me. I would love if I have some people that contribute to me, not only because of the money, but also because of the interaction. There are a few possibilities we can have in the future for members only, which is super cool. I'm looking into making some silent streams for you and all these kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm just wanting to leave that message here that it is please only if it's totally fine for you. And then I would obviously appreciate that a lot. So here we go. That's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday evening, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, whatever time it is for you. And we see each other tomorrow, if everything goes well, in City Skylines, having a good talk about membership again, and also about City Skylines, and the channel in general as always. And on Sunday, we're gonna have potentially even 2 videos of Planet Coaster if I get it done, but as I'm quite sure that we will have at least the tutorial video I promised you guys. And then we are going to go on Sunday, maybe as well with Isla Napali. I'm quite sure that could be a thing. If your feedback will now be available down below in the comment section, I'm going to look into it and try to transform it into something valuable for Sunday. That should be it. Guys, have a great, great evening or morning or whatever, and we'll see each other in the next episode. Bye-bye. We should be hiding out wherever we may find love that's flowing.